I'm John Tucci. Just want to wish everyone all the best. Everywhere I sing, it's for all of you. Love all of you dearly. Hope it's a great year for all of you. This is Colonial Sports Center. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Tooch. Coming up on Colonial Sports Center, football with a big weekend against Sacred Heart, and we've got double the field hockey as well. CSC next.
We're going to be a strong team, and by our senior year, we'll be unbeaten.
Welcome once again to another episode of Colonial Sports Center. It's only the second episode this year, so we hope you aren't too sick of us already. But regardless, I'm Chris Baginski alongside Brooks Bratton. Brooks, you bored to the desk yet?
Yeah, I am, just a little bit. Who am I kidding? Not at all, Chris. And how could you be bored with a show like the one we bring to you tonight? Tonight, we have a plethora of content at the ready. We'll take a look at some last-minute heroics on the gridiron from this past weekend, as well as 2 field hockey matches from the Joe. Plus, we wanted to hear what you, the fan, has to say about the upcoming football home opener this weekend against Liberty, and we'll have that later on in the show.
As the Colonials football team gears up for the home opener this Saturday against Liberty, they already have a conference victory in hand and increased expectations as they begin to get deeper into the schedule. We had an opportunity to talk to junior tight end Shadre King about what to expect from the team, and we'll have that interview a little later on in the show. But first, the Colonial update.
Former men's lacrosse midfielder Jordan Seelock was originally drafted by the Calgary Roughnecks of the National Lacrosse League back in 2006. However, he chose to forego that opportunity to play here at Robert Morris. 4 years later, he gets another chance. Seelock was once again drafted by Calgary last week in the NLL entry draft. Colonial Sports Center caught up with head men's lacrosse coach Bear Davis to discuss further.
By the time he was a junior, the guys voted him as a team captain, so he definitely demonstrated great leadership. Physically, he's very strong, young man, and played long stick midi for us and did a nice job. Well, he got drafted to the National Lacrosse League, which is indoor, and you need to have a great stick, real good stick skills. Also, pretty solid footwork, and also, there's you have to be pretty tough. So and that definitely fits Jordan.
Our thanks as always to Coach Davis. The first pick in the 4th round, 32nd overall, Jordan Seelock never missed a game in his 4 seasons as a Colonial, finishing with 2 goals and 5 assists in 58 contests.
On to football now, as the first week of conference play leads to not only the first victory for the Colonials, but also the first accolade. Senior linebacker Elias Navarro has been named the NEC Co-Defensive Player of the Week in the victory against Sacred Heart. He had a game-high 13 tackles and contributed to a Colonials defense which held the Pioneers to just 10 yards rushing.
Women's volleyball participated in the Canisius Niagara tournament this past weekend in Buffalo, New York, dropping their first 2 matches 3-0 before losing in a 5-set thriller 3-2. Despite the losses, senior captain Amanda Graham moved into 9th place on the all-time RMU kills list. She has 876 in her career. The squad also dropped a decision to Duquesne in straight sets on Tuesday night. The ladies will partake in the Pitt Blue and Gold tournament this weekend.
We'll move now to the pitch as the women's soccer team has a solid start with a record of 3 wins, 3 losses, and a draw. The team got back from the Niagara University tournament held over the weekend where they played a pair of games. The match against the host Purple Eagles resulted in a 2-0 loss, but the Colonials had more luck against another school from New York State as they defeated the Buffalo Bulls 3-1 on Sunday with goals from Rachel Sevens, Jess Sherrick, and Ayanna Davis.
Men's soccer dropped a 1-goal decision this past weekend to host Buffalo University by a 3-2 final. The Colonials were down 3-0 with 12 minutes remaining when seniors David Torrance and Neil Schaefer found the twine within 15 seconds of each other. The quick strikes were not enough, however, as the Bulls held on for the victory. The loss drops the Colonials to 0-4 on the campaign. The team will participate in the Wisconsin Green Bay tournament this weekend.
If you could name only one fan of Robert Morris Athletics, it would undoubtedly be Matthew Ferris. The Colonials superfan is approaching a few milestones as he is about to celebrate his birthday, and he will be attending his 200th Colonial sporting event this Sunday when women's soccer takes on St. Peter's at 1 p.m. Ferris is the 3-time RMU Fan of the Year and will be looking to once again clinch the title this season.
We here at CSC are eagerly anticipating this weekend's football home opener against Liberty, so that got us thinking, what's everyone else's opinion? Here's Ed Albert.
With the home portion of the football schedule kicking off this Saturday afternoon, we went out to test the pulse of the Colonial football fans.
I feel good this year. Last year we ended pretty hot, and I think this year we'll have a pretty good team. So far they look pretty good, as you can see, but I'm really excited for this Saturday as well.
I'm feeling pretty positive. I think that they can step it up again and keep it going.
I'm so pumped. I like to show my RMU spirit, and I hope they do well.
The band is a big part of getting fans involved in the games.
Basically, the job of the band is to get everybody in the stands, like, cheering and having a good time, especially during halftime. But let's just get the spirit going.
Another way to have the excitement is by great plays on the field.
I'm really excited for Jeff, our quarterback. So I'm interested to see how he does. I know last year he came on a little bit, so I think it's going to be a big year for us. We're really going to get on the map this year.
And when those plays happen, Colonial fans have their favorite cheers.
Go Robert Morris!
Woo! Go Colonials! All right, let's go Colonials!
Let's go RMU!
The leaves are falling and the football fans are ready to see their Colonials in action. But in the end, it's the players that have to take care of business here on the field on Saturday. Reporting from the Joe Walton Stadium, Ed Albert, Colonial Sports Center.
Thanks, Ted, for that package. Well, Brooksy, I think it's time to take to the field.
Which field is that, Chris?
Actually, it's the field for both field hockey and football.
Wow, when are we doing that?
How about in approximately 60 seconds?
Sounds like a go to me. Field hockey and football after the break.
Malcolm, you do know that energy savers last 6 times longer than ordinary light bulbs.
This isn't my room. It's Baron Davis's.
Baron Davis, the basketball player? This is his room?
Yep.
Interesting, because we have Baron Davis right here. Baron, do you live here?
No.
I don't mean that, Baron Davis.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
Get your Smokey on. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference. Because 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
The field hockey team, coming off a win against St. Louis, were looking to start off their 2010 residency at Joe Walton Stadium on the right foot. The first test was a game against Appalachian State, who entered the game with a record of 2-1 and with a goaltender in Bridget Street ranked first amongst active players in saves. Could the Colonials find cracks in the street? Pardon the pun, and let's find out. Well, we go now to Joe Walton Stadium, and you know it's a big event because of that gentleman right there.
Tooch.
Passion, grace, Tooch.
I said it better myself, Chris.
And, well, the highlights officially been started off on the right foot. But it will start with Lisa Charney having a great chance at goal. But Stephanie Seeley respectively disagrees with that. Kicked out for another chance.
Ooh.
But Seeley, relentless. Now it will be the Colonials' turn as Allie McGuire goes to Allie Straining. Back to McGuire. Back of the net. And that will make it 1-0 RMU.
That was pretty.
Indeed it was. We'll move now to the second period. This is good defensive play in the midfield, which creates a turnover. This is just about a minute into the period, and it is Chantel Crow on the attack, able to stay with it after losing the ball, and then it will be Kylie McLean finishing it to make it 2-0 RMU.
Much rejoicing after that one.
And with brilliant cause. Now, Colonial's still not done, though, as it is going to be hammered into the area here, and McGuire looking for her second goal. She, unfortunately, can't get it, but 2 goals was more than enough, as a matter of fact, as the Colonial is able to win this one by a score of 2-0. Stephanie Seeley had a stellar performance between the pipes, and it was 14-9 the total shots for the Colonials, in which they were able to get the victory for the home opener.
This is a team that's kind of started out really, really tough. We lost both our games, first 2 games 5-0. And we're just, we won against St. Louis and we've won now. And I think we're finally believing in ourselves and that we can do the things that we need to do to be successful this season.
It made me feel like we were off to a great start. I mean, we just worked really well together on the forward line, so I just felt like we were going to have a good game after that.
I think when we had our first goal, we were just really nervous because it's really easy for the other team to come back from 1 goal. So then when we got the second goal, it was more of a cushion and kind of relaxed the game a little bit.
I think it's prepared us a lot for LaSalle. We've been improving every game. Every game she gives us stuff to work on, and we've been coming out and by far improving it, mastering whatever she says. So I think tomorrow we're going to come out even better, even stronger, and come out with another win.
I think today was a great game, and I think it gives us a lot of confidence. But at the same time, tomorrow is a new day, and I think, anything can happen. So.
Staying with field hockey, the women took to the field for the second time in as many days at the Joe, this time hosting the LaSalle Explorers. The Colonials looked to stay hot coming off of a 2-0 victory the day before, which Chris so kindly enlightened us on. So could they go for 2 on the weekend? To the turf we go at the Joe to take a look. Man, I love those new doors. The Colonials looking sharp this afternoon in the red jerseys. Pick it up in the first half. LaSalle is pressing near the cage, and it's going to come out in front. Rachel Denner sends it in front. Some hacking and whacking would ensue. Stephanie Seeley with a kick save in the middle of it, and it's eventually cleared out of harm's way by the Colonial D. Later in the frame, here comes Maddie Doob, and here's Super Seeley doing her best Johan Hedberg impression with the sprawling poke check, but then Maddie Doob would get another chance. LaSalle on the breakout. Mario Papa sends it across to Doob, who buries it. It's 1-0 Explorers at this point. So on to the second half, we would go RMU now on the attack, and check out Chantel Crow with the fancy stick work, picking it up in the corner. She's going to walk it in through the wickets of the defender. She's not able to capitalize, but it would lead to an RMU breakout. And guess who? It's Chantel Crow once again. Her first shot is going to get blocked, but she picks it up, takes it in, and lobs it over the keeper for her first of the year, and it's a nifty one. We're knotted at 1. It would stay that way through regulation. That means OT. In the extra frame, LaSalle with some early pressure. The Explorer forward driving to the net, runs into Stephanie Seeley, and then Seeley gets up. Oh, you can't do that. And she gives a slight poke, if you will, to her opponent. She would get a card for that, and the women in pink hearing none of it. LaSalle would continue the pressure. It's fed in front to Rebecca Chilak with some nice moves driving to the net, and on the play, the Colonials commit a foul in tight penalty stroke for LaSalle. Lindsay Fry takes it, sniped, top corner, beating Seeley, and LaSalle escapes with the 2-1 victory in overtime. As we saw, Lindsay Fry with the OT winner for LaSalle. Junior Chantel Crow had the lone marker for the Colonials, while Stephanie Seeley stopped 11 shots on the afternoon. For more on the matches, here's Jackie King.
The Robert Morris field hockey team found themselves on the wrong end of an overtime thriller. So what really did happen? Coming into the game with a previous shutout against Appalachian State, their confidence was evident from the second the clock started. However, once the ball got rolling, the exhaustion and fatigue got the worst of them. In the first period, LaSalle's sophomore Maddie Dowd slid one in right across Steph Seeley.
There was a lot of holes, and so it was a real effort for the defense to be recovering, and they played a recovery game the whole time, so I did what I could, and they did what they could.
Gearing up for the second period, the team ended up tying the game, all from a little confidence from Coach Netzler. Junior forward Chantel Crow made the score 1-all within the first 10 minutes. But was this enough to finish the game?
I felt like we came out, we're struggling from yesterday's game, very tired, and we looked very sluggish. So I think we just needed to raise our level a bit, and we needed to react. LaSalle came out really strong against us, and we needed to react to their game. I mean, they were playing a great game, so just technically we had to make some changes and figure out how to react to them.
As overtime got underway, Sealy ended up receiving a green card for aggressive play, which then led to a series of unfortunate events.
The penalty stroke was because a defender behind me, it hit her foot to stop the goal, and so if there's a foul behind the goalkeeper, even if I'm all the way out at the 16, then it's automatically a penalty stroke because it would go in, like it's a goal.
Although Saturday's game ended in disappointment, after talking to the team, they told me to expect the best season they've had in a very long time. We'll be keeping a close eye on them for the remainder of the season. Jackie King, Colonial Sports Center.
Thanks, Jackie. On to football. After opening the 2010 season with a loss on the road to Dayton, the Colonials looked to quickly put the past behind them and tried to take a win on the road against a conference opponent. The foes in question are the Sacred Heart Pioneers. Could the Colonials find victory in Fairfield? We head to the aptly titled Campus Field to find out.
They couldn't think of a more clever name.
Well, let me just tell you something, Brooksy. The last time I did a Sacred Heart highlight, I made lots of references to Scrubs. I'm going to be more mature this time. But speaking of mature, that's Marcel Archer in the second quarter with the second touchdown reception. 14-0 already, as Miles Russ, meanwhile, not amused by the 2-touchdown deficit, so he scores on his own from 17 yards out. Now Jeff Sinclair is going to be under some pressure, but watch as he scampers.
Oh.
Able to find the sideline there. That's what you want to do. And get the first down, of course, is something that everybody always wants to do. But this sets up, Sinclair looks right, but then decides to go left to Shadre King for a 12-yard touchdown pass. Tied at 14 heading in to the third quarter. SHU back on the attack. First drive of the half. Dale Fink horribly off balance, able to find Rich Rossi in the corner of the end zone. They retake the lead 21-14. They add a field goal to that, so the lead's 10. Now into the fourth quarter, Miles Russ making a habit of this. He's really good at running it in from inside the 20, and it is now 24-21 to Sacred Heart. Later in the fourth, Sinclair to King, able to find a bit of daylight and a bit of pay dirt for that 35-yard touchdown reception. First RMU lead of the game, 28-24, but final minute of the game, Dale Fink under loads of pressure, but Sean Kessler under none. The closest defensive back 10 yards from him. So Sacred Heart retakes the lead 31-28, and this would be a terrible way for the Colonials to lose. But hold the phone, as Sinclair's in the shotgun, gets some great pass blocking, and finds Jamie Cobb downfield for the massive completion. But wait, there's more. Sinclair gets nailed as he throws, but he's able to get it to King down at the 8-yard line. And now time winding down. It's Sinclair to the man of the afternoon, Shadre King.
Oh.
Able to blow through a man for the game-winning touchdown. Worth a second look. It's actually two guys he's able to shake off.
He
and
just
that
doesn't stop.
is the game-winning touchdown to make it 35-31, your final. Now, Jeff Sinclair showed marked improvement from his solid performance last game as he passed for a 50% completion rate, 250 yards, and 3 touchdowns, while Miles Russ got it done on the ground, 124 yards off of 24 carries with 2 touchdowns.
Well, coming up after the break, we've got an athlete in the studio, and that can only mean one thing.
An interview?
You got it. Tight end Shadre King joins Chris and I after the break, so stay tuned.
Ready? Go get it.
Oh, come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
Hello, boys and girls.
This is your old pal, Stinky Whizzleteeth. This is a song about a whale. No! This is a song about being happy. That's right. It's the Happy, Happy, Joy, Joy song.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, joy.
I don't think you're happy enough. That's right. I'll teach you to be happy. I'll teach your grandmother to suck eggs. Now, boys and girls, let's try it again.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, joy.
If and you ain't the granddaddy of all liars, the little critters of nature, they don't know that they're ugly. That's very funny. A fly marrying a bumblebee.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, 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 joy, joy, joy.
I'm starving. What's for breakfast?
Guten Tag!
Johannes, Franz!
I bring you arts-enriched Raisinblams, fortified with increased test scores and creative problem-solving skills.
It's good!
And good for you. Bobby? Susie? Don't worry, that's just the power of the arts!
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit AmericansForTheArts.org.
The football team opens their home schedule at Joe Walton Stadium this Saturday as they take on the Liberty Flames, and they are coming off a big win over Sacred Heart last Saturday by a score of 35-31, as you just saw. The play that put the Colonials ahead was an 8-yard touchdown pass from Jeff Sinclair to the man on set with us now, Shadre King. How you doing, Shadre?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing just fine. Now, I have to say that you've picked up a big win last weekend. We all saw that. But you've staged comebacks against opponents both games this year, and this team already seems to have this mentality that you can take on the world. How is the character in the locker room right now?
Well, throughout camp, throughout camp it was a battle between offense and defense. But now, since the season started, the theme of the locker room has been becoming a family. So that was the main objective, is for us to become a family, and for both sides of the ball to, do what they have to do to win the game.
Now, Shadre, you personally had a career game this Saturday, 8 catches, 133 yards, and 3 TDs, which has never been done by a tight end in RMU history. How does that help your confidence for you to have a game like that?
It helps my confidence a lot. One of the main things I was trying to focus on is blocking, because the other side of my game is obviously receiving. So it's given me a lot of confidence, to help me make more plays, and to feel that I can complete plays and I can be a playmaker and I can win games. So it was a major boost in my confidence last week, and I was really excited. So I'm really excited for this week as well.
Now, you guys have been tapped to finish second in the conference this year. Last year, you were picked to finish in the bottom. Is there any added pressure on you this time around?
No, I don't think there's any added pressure. We just, the main thing is for us doing what we have to do, executing our plays. That's the main focus, is execution. So, we'll see how this goes.
Now, you've got Liberty coming up on Saturday. They're ranked 14th in the FCS coaches poll. It's the home opener. You've got a lot to get your adrenaline going. I assume it's safe to say you're ready for this one?
Yeah, we feel pretty ready. I mean, we had a great week of practice this week. I mean, we were on point. Coach, he constantly reminds us to, we have to stay poised and stay on point. We almost have to play perfect because it's a really good team. It's a really good test for us to see how good of a team we really are.
That was Brooksy mentioned Liberty is ranked. Is there anything, whenever you're looking over the film, that sticks out to you, something that isn't there whenever you're looking over things for an unranked opponent?
They're a little bigger team that we've ever seen. Our coach told us that this will probably be the best team that we ever play in RMU history. So, it's just, it's a big test for us. I can't wait for Saturday. And just, we're going to be able to fly around and, make plays, and we'll see how it goes.
Now, do you intend on maybe, since this is the first home game of the season, maybe the crowd, some of those fans that we actually saw in the package earlier, factoring into this game, getting behind you?
Oh, yeah, the fans are going to be really important. It's going to give us that, that adrenaline rush that we want, and also it's going to, it's that caring thing about the fans, and it's good to have support. It's good to have somebody backing us up. So I'm excited. There's going to be a lot of fans, going to be a lot of screaming, and I can't wait.
And what's the game plan heading into this Saturday? Anything you're going to be doing differently?
No, not really. We're just going to we're going to try to run the ball. We're going to try to pass the ball. So, it's just about execution. That's it.
All right. Thank you very much, Shadre. We very much appreciate you taking time to come out
Thanks for being
to
here.
the show. Well, coming up after the break, Brooksy and yours truly will be back for the inaugural edition of Showstoppers. What plays in this week of Colonial Sports made the grade? We'll find out. Which snack should they bring back?
Nutter Butters.
Good choice. Grab some Nutter Butters and get back.
Let's turn over this log. Yeah. Whoa. I like the brown wiggly one.
I like the green crunchy ones myself.
Whoa.
Go to discovertheforest.org.
Part of the university's efforts in making it a green campus, we here at CSC thought we'd pitch in our own way. We've even gone as far as to taking our efforts inside the studio.
So the Colonials beat the green-clad Seahawks 48-13, and freshman wide receiver TJ Green with an all-time high 5 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Colonials basketball star Dallas Green will be unavailable for the next.
It's the inaugural edition of Showstoppers for the 2010 season. Chris Baginski, number 5.
Hello, hello. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. And this is Stephanie Seeley going all out to get this ball out of the area. That is good goaltending.
Number 4, Bobby Orr, Chantel Crow against LaSalle. The first shot is blocked, but not to worry. Attempt number 2 floats into the twine. Colonials, however, lose in OT.
The Bobby Orr reference just as obligatory as the Muse reference. Plug in, baby. Anyway, the tandem of Straining and McGuire are teaming up here for the first goal in a game that you saw earlier here, featured on Colonial Sports Center against Appalachian State.
Number 2, in honor of Ed Albert, that's Chris Tamer's number. Chantel Crow, again, eventually is going to slide it over to Allie McGuire, to Kylie McCain, tic-tac-toe. Colonials beat Appalachian State 2-0.
I thought he wore number 9. Now I just feel stupid. But anyway, here it is. It couldn't be any other play. Jeff Sinclair, the Shadre King, to win at Sacred Heart, starting the conference slate off strong. And those are your first showstoppers of this season. Well, if you can't get enough RMU-TV programming, then tune in at 1 p.m. every Wednesday for RMU Live, your campus, local, and world news source, and catch the man to my left every Friday at noon for campus stories as he speaks to RMU's best and brightest.
A new show coming this fall, Campus Connections, will be debuting soon, so be on the lookout for that. And as always, be on the lookout for Prime Cuts Theater, airing Fridays and Saturdays at midnight.
Plus, over on the radio side, you can hear Brooks Bratton talk the National Hockey League with Ice Talk Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. since he must be on air somewhere at all times. Also, there's Colonial Sports Radio Wednesdays at 3 p.m. We'd like to thank the Robert Morris Athletic Department, Marty Galosi, and all of the coaches and players who lend their cooperation to the show, as well as to Joe Hale and Ray Zapparoni for all of the help they give us every week. Without all of their assistance, this show would not be possible. For all of us here at Colonial Sports Center, including Brooks Bratton, I'm Chris Baginski. Good night.
See you later, everyone.
The preceding program has been a production of RMU-TV and the Academic Media Center at Robert Morris University.
Come on up, guys.